Hi everybody, it's book review o'clock and I'm glad to be hosting you again to another insightful session. My name is Bemisola Oluwashino and I'm also known as the Elegant Inker. Thank you so much for your kind engagements with my previous book reviews. I've not been as consistent with it as I should have, but I'm so glad to be doing this again. So today, I'm glad to show you or review with you a delightful piece from the Streets to Forbes by Dr. Akin Akinpelu, and I consider this a most remarkable book for some reasons. So first off, Dr. Akin is a gifted storyteller. I think it's just something that comes supernatural for him or comes naturally to him. I had the opportunity to hear him speak before I read his book, and honestly, his story sounds like something you'd watch in a movie. You need to hear him speak about it or read about his story for you to understand what I'm saying. So, a number of things stand out for me concerning this book, From the Streets to Forbes. There's a very interesting storyline, no doubt. But aside that, the choice of words by the author is just so beautiful. You can't but notice it. Dr. Akin has a most interesting way um, of using words, and that's something that made it very difficult for me to read it just once. I've read this book multiple times, and this year, I got it this year, and I've read it multiple times this year. It's been an interesting journey for me because every time I read it, there's something new. There's something about my life that I become more aware of. I'm not even kidding. So, another thing I like about it is the way the book has this approach or this interest in rekindling the zeal of young Africans. In fact, there's an entire is it introduction or chapter one dedicated to the African child, and that's so beautiful, right? Then I also learned something about the three types of people. Dr. Akin discussed three types of people: the potential, the powerful, and the popular. And he also discussed the different ways of relating with each of these types of people. You definitely need to read this book. Like, I'm not kidding. It's worth every page, it's worth your time, worth your energy, worth your attention, worth whatever resource you're going to be investing into it, because it's a book that's going to help you see beyond wherever you are right now. Dr. Akin is definitely an accomplished person. You'd see that whether you're going through his social media platforms or you're just reading his book for the first time like I did. And it's going to be not just an inspiring journey, but a journey to becoming a better version of you as you learn from the experience of someone who has gone ahead. I'm really glad that he decided to write this because his marketing skills are just so good. You need to listen to him speak to understand what I mean. And through the book too, you get a glimpse into some of his other titles. I've read Stay in Your Process, I've read Dominion, I've read some other titles, but this particular one always stands out. And I'll leave you with something, a line from the book that you should also think about. I remember reading a part that said, "There's no miracle without a conversation." And I spent some time rather thinking about that. Dr. Aki used an example from the Bible when Jesus was speaking with the woman at the well and all that. And I realized that indeed, for any change, tangible change to come into our lives as individuals or into our organizations, there has to be a sitting down, not a round table all the time. I mean, somebody has to come to the place where you tell yourself, oh, okay, this is not working, this is what has been working, this is how to make it work better. Or a group of people that are responsible for something just have to come to terms with the reality, the expected end, and how to bridge that gap. So at the end of the day, indeed, there's no miracle, there's no change, there's no transformation of events without a conversation, whether it's intrapersonal or interpersonal. From the Streets to Forbes by Dr. Akin Akinpelu is a remarkable book. I'm so glad he wrote it. I'm so glad he's doing the Streets to Forbes Campus Tour, and he's onto something beautiful. Thank you, Dr. Akin. And thank you too for watching. Don't forget to tell somebody about this review and the book as well. Have you read it? Tell me what your experience was like. Bye. Till I see you in the next review.